Good afternoon YouTube and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am once again out on my trials bike, which I'm so stoked about. I love riding this bike. It's the first time since my injury with the dislocating shoulder, which actually worries me a little bit because the two things that I've been most nervous about with the shoulder injury is doing big jumps because of the heavy impacts and riding trials, because you land quite a lot of things with your arms extended on the back wheel, and that's a really vulnerable position for my shoulder. So we're not going to put it at too much risk today. We're going to keep it nice and safe. To start the session off, we're going to practice some really low level balance skills, because that's what trials is all about, and then hopefully by the end of the video we're going to be climbing up to some bigger obstacles and sending it. I don't really need to practice the track stand, that's super basic, and I have been riding other bikes, so it's not like my bike control is completely gone. But what I am going to do is practice control on the rear wheel, as that's a skill that's used a lot when riding trials. I've got these slabs here, there's absolutely no risk of crashing really on them, so I'm going to jump every other one on the rear wheel. Oh, opposites, testing. But it works. Now time for the Martin Ashton. Whew. That felt nice. It's a shame I'm hopping though. I'd like to do it without the hop. Does that count, this one? Yes, I'm going to take that. I'd like to do it without the hop at the end, but I don't really know. My wheel's like that and I have to just do the hop to bring the wheel straight. So if anyone's got any tips, you're welcome to put them below, because I'm still learning a lot with trials, which is nice. Let's do some front wheel hops. That's a good test of upper body strength. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Fitness test completed. That's quite physical. Let me just catch my breath a minute. The next trick that I'm going to be doing is, I think, called the Switzerland squeaker. It's the one where you go backwards on the front wheel, kicking the tyre with your foot to keep you going. I want to see how many car parking spaces I can clear. I get 3 goes. I'm going to aim to do about 4 is what I'm going to say. Anything more than that I'll be happy, anything less I'm not going to be so happy with myself. Oh. First go is about here, which is in the 4th space, 3.5. I'm quite happy with that. See if I can beat it. Oh, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. I'm in the 5th square. Let's see if I can beat that on the next one. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Into the 4th, so my second go is the best. I'm going to take that and we are going to move to a new spot. I'm happy with that Switzerland squeaker backwards nose manual thing. That is a relative, if you follow my channel a lot, you'll probably know that's a relatively new learn for me. I was practicing it quite a lot before I dislocated my shoulder, and I'm happy to say that I can still remember how to do it, kind of. The next challenge, we're around and we found these steps which are very narrow, very short, quite difficult to make it up. I want to try to do it all on the rear wheel and then come back down. That's going to be a really good test of where my balance is at and where my strength is at in my arms. Let's try it. Oh, that's so hard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Lost a bit of balance at the bottom there, but that worked quite nicely. God, I forgot how physical trials riding is, and that's hard because they're really steep, really the actual step's really narrow, and the width is tiny. Let's go find a new spot to ride while I catch my breath. We've come to this spot, you've all seen it before in a previous trials video when I was with Sam, but it's quite good because there's a gap up there which we'll come to in a minute, but for now I want to use this little grass bank as a kicker and hopefully be able to ride up on top of the bunker. A little bit scared because I don't want to land like that and do my shoulder any damage, but I think it'll be alright. I'm going to do a few test runs, see where we're at. Woo! We made it up. Now we've got two options. We can either go back down the small side or come over to the big one. Let's do the big one. Oh. Woo! We made it up. Now that's a pretty good strength test for the old shoulder. Let's jump up on top and session the bit that I actually come here to ride, because I didn't think I'd actually be able to do that. This is the reason that we came to this spot, was because of this gap. What you can do is gap from here, land on your rear wheel, keep it on the rear wheel, turn around and gap back. It's quite fun because it's quite a long gap. You can see it's just over the length of the trials bike, but it's not too high risk because it's not overly high if you was to mess it up. I just want to know what it's going to be like jumping and landing like this with my shoulder, because that's the bit that's scaring me. I'm going to give it a go, but first I'm just going to practice some hops on the rear wheel here to make sure I can actually clear the distance. So I'm going to take off here and try land where the hole is, because if I can do that, yeah, I'm happy with that. That felt quite far. I know I crept forward a bit, but it was easily the distance of that. So let's give this a go then. Okay, here we are then. No road noise either, so you might actually be able to hear me. Keep it. Yes. Keep it. Yes. We're at the next spot. I forgot to charge the battery on my camera, so we shot home and done that quickly. The last challenge which I done, jumping that gap on the back wheel and coming back over, that felt really good. The arm felt good, good strength, good power to get the gap, so I'm happy. The next challenge is to go over this rail, turn around and then go back over it the other way. Easy that way. So it's a little more scary, so it's a dip. The next challenge that I'm going to take on is a little line. I'm going to side hop up onto one of them blocks starting at that end, and there's 3 gaps the whole way along, which as you can see, quite long, over a bike length long just about. I'm going to do the gaps and then ride off into the sunset. I think the hardest bit is going to be to get onto it. Nicely done. Okay, first gap then. Spot on. Gap number 2. Spot on. Gap number 3 in the biggest gap. Easy, mate. Whew. I'm really relieved with that because I was super scared of jumping, and like I just said with that, landing quite far back and just pulling the arm. But it's always building confidence knowing what I can and can't push. I wouldn't want to go much bigger than that. But yeah, I'm satisfied, stoked to be back on this thing. And on that note, that is the end of this video. I've had such a good time riding the trials bike once again. Like I say, it was one of the scarier bikes for me to get back on this and doing big jumps, but I did it. I'm happy with what I could do. I wouldn't want to push it too hard because I don't want to risk damaging this before the surgery. But if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, leave some comments below, and I will see you guys in the next one.